Just injuries, Sauce, calf, same calf, it's just tight. So we just played it safe, took him out there when he had to come out. But overall, guys fought like crazy. I thought our guys battled like crazy. At the end of the day, it wasn't enough. But I thought defense, got some turnovers, some stops, special teams, dueling. We had some big returns, set our offense up, good field position. But at the end of the day, we didn't make enough plays. We got to be better there. But our guys fought like crazy.
Shane, when you all know your fate before you play the game, how do you think that maybe affected anything with your
Well, I think our guys are professionals. They understood, going into the game what the situation was. And you know what? We signed up for 17 of these things, and it's our job to go out and fight like crazy, to go give our best effort. And I thought our guys, played hard today and fought like crazy. You just fell short.
I don't know if he'll play Phil next week, but just given the 3 games that he played, how would you summarize just what you got from him under the circumstances?
I thought it was pretty good. Obviously 5 years out and coming out and battling, obviously very appreciative of that. I know our players are in that locker room, the coaches, him coming out one last time and fighting like crazy. It was impressive to see, and him being in the locker room with the guys, his fight, his character, his passion for the game, inspirational to a lot of people, not just our players, but, people around the world watching football. It's pretty cool.
Will you decide if he's going to play next week?
I'll figure that out Tuesday. Yeah.
Knowing yesterday that playoffs wouldn't be possible, did you sense any different tone from the team coming into this one?
No, our guys were, like I said, they're professionals, and they were great in pregame, locker room, everything. We all know we got a job to do to come out and battle and fight like crazy to find a way to win a game. And there's no lack of effort out there. Those guys were flying around. Obviously had some big-time stops, like I said. Special teams made some plays. Those guys were fighting.
You're up 10-0 in the league. It's away. What do you see differently in the second half?
I think, credit to them. I think they did some good things. But I think overall we just got to keep some momentum going offensively and moving the football. Stalled out a few drives there. So obviously offensively got to do some, better things to keep that, the points going.
Shane, when you know your fate, again, going into this game, the success not being there the last couple of years, do you allow yourself to look at anything big picture-wise right now, or are you still?
I'll evaluate that at the end of the year. But again, like I said, we're so grateful to play this game and coach this game, and it don't matter. Circumstances are what they are, and you go show up and you fight like crazy. You coach like crazy, and go give it your best effort every time you're out on that football field.
A lot's happened over these last few games, but what do you put your finger on when it comes to 6 straight losses?
Yeah, I think obviously there's circumstances that are uncontrollable, some things, but there are controllable things that you can control, and you got to fight and find ways to win tight games, and that's what this league is at the end of the day, and we haven't done a good enough job of that, and that starts with me. So we got to find ways to win tight games.
I think it's 2-9 against Houston and Jacksonville in your tenure. How big do you think that's been an issue not beating those AFC South?
Yeah, you got to win in the AFC South. You want to win a division championship, you got to win AFC South opponents, and we haven't done a good enough job of that, and got to find a way to get that fixed.
Even in this 6-game losing streak, I think you guys have started out fast in most of these, and then just for various circumstances have fallen behind in the second halves. Have you noticed that? Has that stood out to you? Do you make anything of that, or is there anything to that?
I think it's just finding a way collectively as a unit of finishing football games. That's really what it comes down to. Play here, play there, call here, call there, whatever it may be, finding a way.
You mentioned Ashton. After the season that he's had, how can you describe what he was able to show out there today?
It was awesome to get Ashton back. Obviously made some huge returns in the return game. He's one of those guys that's so dependable, and you can always rely on him to make plays, and it was awesome to have him back out there today.
Shane, 1 game left. I know obviously a lot of circumstances happened this year, but do you worry at all about your own job tenure?
I'm worried. I take it one day at a time. I'm worried about the Houston Texans coming up this Sunday. That's all I'm worried about.
Given just one practice this week, was there ever any indecision on Sauce and putting him back out there?
We talked with the trainers and the doctors and how he felt and stuff, and he's like, we're going to give it a go. So.
All right, with 1 game left, you obviously try to win every game, but is there any part of next week that lends itself to evaluation for 2026?
I don't know. Like I said, we got 1 game left. We signed up for 17 of these suckers, and we're going to fight like crazy, and then we'll see how all that stuff goes.